Always tough to make sure to get this going. Oh, I already have a guest today? Hey! Just getting started a little earlier, thanks for joining. But we'll be starting right on time, so nobody misses out. Otherwise, well, I guess in the meantime, can talk a little bit about my experience yesterday. With Cosmic Mythos having come out, my friend has really been trying to get locals started at his place down in the city. It's been a little difficult, but we had a okay turnout. 5 people overall. We could have had 6. It didn't work out that way. But ended up picking up a few boxes while I was down there for today's stream. And oh man, I fell short of first place this time, and it was my last run with Beauty and the Beast now that we are going into set 4. Just one more win. But overall, the record was not too bad. First round was Havencraft. And what happened with that one? I can't even remember exactly. Essentially, I didn't even get the burn too heavily. And then with Marvelous Sunday, I was able to keep myself afloat on damage, and then Beauty and the Beast just swung in real hard for that one. My opponent unfortunately whiffed the hair, which was the top 5 check, which also hurt. And then my second round was a mirror match. That one, you gotta hand it to Beauty and the Beast for taking first. It can be pretty good. The instant you manage to get it on the board, it's immense pressure right there. And if you can get in the early chip damage, especially if you go first, it's very good. But on top of that, some other thing happened. But then I lost in my last game. It was 3 rounds. I lost in my last game to Dirt Rune. I made a bad call on Alice. No, I made a bad call on Woodland Band. I had the choice between Lilac and Alice, and I didn't know it was Dirt Rune yet, but yeah, against Rune, it's usually Lilac that you want to pick, but I ended up opting for Alice because I didn't see any of my Beauty and the Beast. And as a result, well, I got hit with Ancient Alchemist and was never able to get rid of it. And the only method I had was Suzuka, which kept putting it back on the top of the deck, so he kept evoing it, kept burning me, and I eventually lost to Merlin with Demonic Strike. And then we just played a fun game later where I swapped to Haven Stormward Rush. That was a ridiculous game that went way longer than it should have, to the point that we were both top decking. Yeah, Shadowverse can be a fun and interesting game. And hilarious. Okay. And I just realized I can't even see the time on this thing, so I can't tell. 1 second, let me come back. We still got a little time, so just keep talking, I suppose. But yeah, that'll be my last run with Beauty and the Beast. Given that, I'll be switching over to Elephant Combo, give that a try and see how that goes. And I'm interested in it. Ultimately, up to this point, I still consider myself a Forestcraft main, but at the same time, I still cannot get used to Silverbolt. Elephant Combo certainly makes the deck a whole lot easier to use, and we'll see where it goes. I was just looking at Silverbolt on TCG Player, and it was down to 2 listings. I have 2 of them already, so figure I might as well just get a 3rd one, so I picked one up for about 10, 11. So there's only 1 left, and it's it's at 25 right now, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to. I'm still not sure if it's gonna go up. Thoughts on which cards will jump up in value? For set 4? Let's see. Well, one thing that has actually been popping off with set 4 already seems to be Daria from set 2. I put this on my Twitter the other day, and I was pointing it out to my friend who is trying to build Chimera, but Daria's Evo got bought out, and someone bought my copies. I had them only listed for about $5, and I think they got bought out to the point of, let me see where it's at right now. Daria. Daria is currently okay, it's creeping up there. It's not like major price, but the Evo is now a base of 650 while the regular legendary is at or sorry, the base form is at 765 base, but their market prices are going up slightly. That's something to point out for stuff that gets buffed from for set 4, but as for set 4 itself, that's something. So let me see where prices are at right now with set 4. I was looking at them a little earlier. I saw someone selling a Cassiopeia for $5, but they only have one copy available, and I think they are mainly $10 plus. Cassiopeia is probably going to be one of those that's majorly hyped as well. But to be fair, it's played in almost every. Oh no, sorry, $3. But he only has one copy. After that, it becomes at least a $6 card. Well, let me see. How many quantities are up for everything here? I see 24 copies of Cassiopeia, and I see Ether is up here too for those who want to try and get back into Aegis. Right now, it's sitting at 673. The market price is at 1073. The thing that'll also keep Cassiopeia in check is the fact that you've also got C2, which is the alternate printing of it. So I get the feeling that kind of doubles the amount of copies that are actually available in terms of Cassiopeia, because it is the same card, just a different card art, which should keep its price a little bit down. But then there's the possibility that if Code Geass really takes off with this set, C2 could actually be worth quite a lot eventually. And the C2 is currently 765 base. How many quantities though? 6. Okay, that's pretty fair. What other crafts are there? The other one I'm eyeing is definitely Mars, because Mars can be used in both the new round table deck as well as the original hero deck, and it can buff hero quite nicely. I misread it the other day, where I thought that you could just summon something of any cost as long as it's an officer, but no, I forgot you have to actually pay play points to be able to summon it. So, if you do manage to keep it on the board for a turn, though, there is a card in the set that you can summon. It doesn't get any real benefit off it. What was it called? It's a silver. It's a 5/5/4 cost silver, where if you have a non-swordcraft card on the field, it immediately gets rush as well. But if you manage to keep Mars on the board and summon that off it, you now have a 4/3 with a 5/5 on the board by turn 4. Yeah, basically by turn 4, which could be interesting. Although I've never seen decks in Japan play that combo, so maybe it's just not as good as I thought. On paper, it sounds great, but I'm not sure. The thing that's really interesting to me is Python. Like, I don't even know what Python is supposed to be used for. I don't see anything else for... Okay, I missed something here. Where's the chat? Okay, I clearly missed something there. Why can't I see it? Chat viewing. Let me see. Okay. And nothing is working. Come on. Okay, come on. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Come on. Going to be... Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. Unfortunately, I missed a few items there. Sorry about that. But yeah, Python was the last thing I was going to talk about here, where it's just... You play it and then you evo it and you banish 20 from your deck. All I can see for that is deck thinning, and I'm not really sure what else that's supposed to go for. Yeah, but there are definitely a lot of cards to watch out for in this one. As far as the Code Geass collaboration cards, the leaders, many of them are definitely going to drop based off the prices I see. The one I'm curious how the signed Lelouch is going to settle. The low cost I see on that, the cost I see on that one right now, let me see. Because of the leader cards for Code Geass, Lelouch is the only one that's signed. Let me see. It's $750 right now. That's insane. I'm not even sure Japan ever had it this expensive at the beginning. I think it was maybe 45,000 yen tops. So we'll see. But I'm pretty sure when it comes to English printings, they're printed far less than the Japanese. So that can also be considered a factor. But even so, I feel like 750 is just way too high for this card. I got my Japanese copies, so I'm satisfied with that. But having an English copy would be pretty cool too. Well, let's see if I can pull one. We are now 1 minute past into 11, so let's get started. We're going to be cracking open 2 boxes of Cosmic Mythos, and we'll see what I get today. Naturally, if I can pull the Sign Lelouch, that would be good, but when I was at my local yesterday, it seems that they already pulled one, so chances are not that great, but hey, I could still pull some other good stuff. Thank you for the good wishes. Let's start with the first 3 packs that came out of this box. I just saw my friend open up packs in this format the other day. Now I'm going to give it a try because I think it's actually pretty good, but I cannot pull it off. Normally it's supposed to be that he was able to pull it with this part coming back. And with that, it shouldn't tear as badly on the cards. So let's see what we got here. Beetle Warriors of Forestcraft. Miss Shaman is a Havencraft. We got Mage of Nightfall. Okay, this one is one that's going to boost Necromancy as well. Grave Desecration. You put the top 2 cards of the deck into Cemetery, and you can fetch a Departed from the drop for a cost of 2. We got, what is this? Boar? Once per turn, when an amulet you control leaves the field, give this follower +2/+2 and a sail. That's interesting. Okay, so you could just play it, and if you have something that's a free cost amulet like Sacred Plea, you can immediately let this thing destroy something. And Andromeda's our first gold. That's a pretty good one. Players for Haven will likely play this one as when playing it in Egg Burn, if you have a board and you don't want your board to just get destroyed, then Andromeda can be used to save your board from destruction. It's basically for the rest of the turn, you and your followers cannot take ability damage. And then Shrouded Assassin is our last one, which is the Evo for a Swordcraft follower. Next, we got Elcat, Juliet, Venomous Bite, and we got a Python. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one that I can't make sense of. Search your deck for up to 10 cards and banish them. I need to look through the rest of the set. There's got to be something which is usable with that. And we got a Code Geass collab. Thanks. Let's see. Invulnerable Verdicity. This is a copy of 1 Amulet Gold that's available in this set. So you can pay 1, put this card into the cemetery to give a follower +1 defense. If you're combo 3, you give it +1 attack. And when this card leaves the field, you get a Fairy Wisp. So that's good for combo setup. Most of the time I've seen players play 1 or 2 copies of that. I feel like playing 3 is also good, but maybe it's too much because then it doesn't really contribute to your hand, it just contributes to board. And when it comes to the elephant, I should be organizing these like this. When it comes to the elephant, you want to have cards in your hand. When you bounce token cards, they're not going to go to your hand. Vida the Gentle Elf. If I find the Evo of that. And Star Chaser Sprite. So there you go right there. These 2 cards, if you look at the Japanese versions of these, you're going to find that these were actually... The Evo of this and this card are actually censored in the English release of this one. So just note that. Globe of the Stairway. This is a Havencraft card. Search your deck for an amulet, reveal, add it to your hand. So it's just searching amulets, similar to the original game. It also has a quick. 2 cost, put this card into the owner's cemetery, draw 1 and +1 defense. Not sure how to feel about that one. It feels like a more costly version of Zealot. Not sure how to feel about that one. All right, that was the first 3 packs. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of the box. Naturally, for me, though, I'm definitely building Forest out of this. Haven, with Ether now out, I'm intending to try and play... Yeah, this did not work as well as I thought it would. Okay, there we go. Maybe I should just stick to the way I know for now. Ivy Spellbomb, that's a good one to pull. 5 damage, and then combo 3 more damage to the leader. This thing was funny. In a fun game I played yesterday, my opponent managed to get a full board out and then just pump it up really high. Yurlail. Persis. This is going to be a good one for round table as well. It effectively replaces what's-his-face, the Ninja, because it's the same stats, and on top of that, this thing can get +1/+1, and it's a 1 cost. So it's really good. Goblin King is a new token that... here it is. Feed of the Gentle Elves Evo 2. This card was censored as well. Mainly, it's basically she's got shorts on. Similar to how Forte's ultimate rare was also censored. Yeah. Alright, let's just go back to how I'm used to doing this. The thing is, standard card sizes are something that I'm not used to either. I play so many games where the card sizes are just smaller. Dark Jean. So evolve the follower, deal 2 damage to each other follower, and give each other follower +2 attack. So this could actually be good for Storm Rush, if your Storm followers are strong enough to survive it. Spring Green Protection, okay. This is this card right here. These two are the same card, just for reference. And then we'll put John over here. And we also got Zoe, Princess of Goldina. On evolve, select an enemy follower on the field and banish it. I think the regular form also deals you damage in order to use its effect, which is a little unusual for... Yeah, it's a little unusual for Haven to actually damage you when that's usually Bloodcraft's thing. Okay, I think this actually works better. Doing it from the back like this. Less likely for me to damage it. Okay, what did we get here? A few bronzes. How happy do I feel? How sad do I feel? A super legendary of the Evo of Python? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Sukuna. Okay, this one is a good one to pull as well. The base one just has the Evo effect, but its Evo form has Storm and gets power based off your combo level. Staircase to Paradise. That one could be really good by the time we... The thing is, you put cards into the cemetery in order to add counters on it, so I don't believe it'll work with tokens, because tokens don't go to the cemetery. I'll have to reread the ruling on that, but yeah, I don't think that would work. I mean, if it could, I feel like this thing could be used way too quickly then, especially for something like Forestcraft. Prayers. Oh, this is the other card I was talking about to use with Mars. Pollux. If there's a non-swordcraft on the field, you get this 1/1 and rush. But after rereading Mars, I realized it doesn't work that easily. But if you do manage to keep Mars on the board for a turn, it works out nicely. Lelouch for Emperor's Command. This is the same as... It's the same as the card I was putting out before, this one. Grave Desperation. That's pretty good. Okay, let's sort these out here. Trial of the Gorgons. Search for a Medusa, Slentho, and Uriel. Ooh, that's pretty good. 3 units in one for 7. I've never really seen anyone use it before on the Japan list, so I have to double check how well that would work. Right, and one of our new tokens I forgot to mention is Serpent, which is a 1/1 with. It's a 0/1, I'm sorry. It doesn't do any damage, but it has Bane, so it can get rid of followers pretty easily. Alright, let's see what else we get. Nurid, Starry Elf. We got a premium of Star Torrent. All the stars. Deal 3 damage to each engaged enemy follower. What? Why only engaged followers? That's a shame. Concentration, that's a pretty nice one as well. Gain life. Prime Dragon Keeper. This is going to be a overall new type of Dragoncraft deck that focuses a lot more around low cost. It does burn damage as well as multiple damage points to followers. That thing was pretty annoying in the original game too. So it'll probably be just as annoying in this format as well. What do we got here? Knight's Way, Star Chaser Sprite, and the Telescope. Zodiac Demon. So for this one, you discard a follower, deal damage to an enemy follower. Yeah, deal X damage to it and Y to the leader. X equals the cost, Y equals half the cost. So they're trying to not make it too busted in terms of dealing damage. Dragon New Fist, that's a pretty good one. Star Reader Stella is also pretty good. You add a card to hand, then one on the deck on bottom, and then one of them goes to the cemetery too. So it basically fuels spell chain. And we got the Evo of Mars as well. So yeah, this is what I misread here. Like this X with the green, I completely forgot. Like it has X on there. So I guess I wasn't thinking. I did not realize you actually had to pay that as a cost. But that with Pollux, if you manage to keep it for a turn, that's a 4/3 and a 5/5 by turn 4, which is pretty strong. Unless you get conflagrated. Okay. Venomous. Roundtable Assembly. This is also a new archetype, the Arthurian cards. If I pull a Gwaine, you'll see one of those too. Cyclone Blade and Barbossa. Alright. Barbossa just keeps on putting itself back in the EX area. And then Cyclone Blade, it's basically wipe your opponent's board based off the attack of a commander. So board wipes, that's always pretty good. Juliet, what else have we got here? Ginger. So we got Ginger in here. 2 points to evolve it and put a follower from hand to field. You can't use fanfares, but for the rest of the turn, it can't attack enemies. So you can't use fanfare and you can't attack with a follower. Wait. What? Why then? Why do you use it? I'm not sure. Got another Sukuna. Slano. That's one of the ones that I got. Here's an Arthurian card. Tristan. So it's basically all the round table knights for Arthur. And overall, yeah, I'm not sure. Between round table and between hero, I'm not sure which one really takes a lot more precedence. It's Orange Boy, Show of Loyalty, which is it's the copy of this one, Concentration. Yep, Orange Boy has made his appearance. Star Priestess. Etster. This one's a pretty cool one, where it just pulls out followers from the drop, gives them power, and then you basically give rush to all your followers too. A pretty nice card. I know that there was contemplation on the consistency of the deck, given that it does depend on you necrocharging a lot. And after playing the Control Necrocharge variant from set 3, I can agree with that. If you don't mill well, it's not going to do you very good. We got the base form of Barbosa, where if your opponent has a lot of followers, you can play this for 3. Which is not bad for a 6/5. Almost feels like playing Saber as well, where your opponent has at least 3 followers on the... Or 3 cards. Not 3 followers, but 3 cards. So if your opponent has multiple amulets, this thing drops on cost regardless. We got Dryad 2, and we got... Ah, it's a premium of Star Reader. That's pretty nice. Alright. Then Shrouded Assassin. Goblin Princess. This is a pretty good one too. This one can search for any neutral follower that's 1 play point. It immediately puts it onto the board. So you can search Bellringer with this. You can search Goblin, of course. And there are a few... You can search Andromeda with this, I think. Where is Andromeda? Right, it's a gold. Andromeda... Oh no, Andromeda's a Havencraft follower. My mistake. Okay, so that won't work. And then we got Colin, Gurren Revolt. This one, I did not pull... I don't think I pulled the alternate art for this one yet. What does this do again? You can play this card for 5 more points, banish an enemy follower, and if you play it for 5 more points, you banish all of your opponent's followers. So it's almost like March Hare, but it's also a quick. So if you don't play anything with 10 points... You're basically telegraphing to your opponent, hey, I'm going to banish your board next turn. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Yurley and the boar again. Ah, Noble Instruction. And this is Cornelia. What do we got? Look at the top 5 cards. Reveal a follower, add it to your hand, put the remaining on the bottom of the deck. And if you're spell chain 10, you also get a play point back. I don't feel like there's that much value in... There's not as much value in it being a quick, but it has versatility. And we got the Evo of Goblin Princess. You put a Goblin King into your EX area, which we went through that token. It's a token with Ward, and it also powers up all your other Goblin cards. Let's see. We already pulled 5 legendaries, so I don't think we're getting any more. Flail Knight, Demonic Drummer, we got Dragon's Nest, Romeo. I always liked this card in the original game, Pure-Hearted Singer. It's just a simple draw 1 card on play and when you lose it. And then we pulled the copy card here. Noble Instruction and Chain of Calling are the same exact card. And we got Europa, which is... very simple. The Evo is just Storm, Bane, and Ward. Lots of different keywords. Yeah, just lots of different keywords. So, I guess I should have put the collab cards out here. Somehow I am already running out of power. I don't get it. Okay, let me just open this second box. I have to go a little bit faster now that I know that my power's running out. Or actually, let me just go get my charger. 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. And then just connect it. Okay, that should keep me going for a little bit longer. All right, 1 more box. Let's see what we can grab here. So ultimately, with the first box, nothing too special, and I shed a tear for the Python. We are not going to dwell on that right now. Let's see what we get with the second. This actually works nicely. Yeah, you rip it open from the back, it's most likely not to damage your stuff. And we start with a super legendary already. It's Howling Demon. Needs 3 points to Evo it. Select an enemy follower on the field, deal it 4, and if Sanguine's active, deal it 8. And I believe the evolved form has Storm as well, which is its biggest draw. Shrouded Assassin. We got another Ector. And we will put these away. Alright. Next we got Mr. Full Moon. What is this? Select an enemy follower and give it -3, -3. It's a 5 cost. That's interesting. So it's almost like Marzensky. Well, it is basically Marzensky, but with different stats. Dragon Rear is something that you're going to be playing with PDK a lot. Ah! Giant Chimera. This is a funny card. But between your different spell chain levels, you either deal 5 damage, 10 damage, or 30 damage. So you spell chain 30, and this thing OTKs your opponent. Good luck trying to heal out of that range. I want to see if I can make a deck that can just turbo mill while somehow not letting that thing die. Cyclone Blade. Ah, King Elephant. And I just realized I haven't pulled the base form yet. This is the Evo of it, though. On evolve, you give this thing power, which is the number of cards in your hand. And on top of that, it ignores ward. The thing is, the Evo costs 4. So if you want to use this thing in one turn, then you have to pay 10 points to use it. But I mean, given that its power up is going to be double in comparison, you're probably going to win the game with that. Yeah, you will probably win the game with that. Yeah, spell. What does this one do? I remember this thing was really annoying. Ward at the start of your end phase, give this fall. Oh yeah, that is annoying. It's automatically a 4/6 after you play it. All right, we got Mist, Orange Boy, of course, Star Priestess. We got another Stella, and we got Cetus. And next, there's Fida, Night's Way. We got a premium, you can kind of tell, of Erule. That one can go over there. Romeo, we got the Romeo-Julia duo in this set too. Another Andromeda, Shrouded Assassin. Why do I keep pushing it that way? It's like I want the cards to get damaged. And I feel like that was... No, it's okay. Never mind. Sprite. Okay. We got Tristan again and another Grave. And we got another one of the C2 versions of this card. Then Fida again. Such a nice looking card, though. Artwork on a lot of these cards is just gorgeous, which is the same reason I got into Cardfight Vanguard. It was the alternate art of Aria that really kept me in this game. Well, of course, the original game, and then I just got really hooked on that artwork, and I already revealed what this is. Medusa got a new version in this set. What does this one do again? Summon a Serpent. You can only use it once per turn because it costs 0. It has a quick effect. Put 2 cards named Serpent into the cemetery. Select an enemy follower and destroy it, but you do still have to rest this card. Okay, so basically in exchange for 2 serpents, you just get rid of something. I mean, serpents have Bane already, so it almost feels pointless to do something like that. We got the Evo of Howling Demon, Storm, and then if you've got Sanguine, you get 5 defense back. Good stuff. Then the next one... Dryad, Sister of Punishment, Healer. We got another Emperor's Command. Sukuna, another Persis. That's pretty good. And then we got Dazzling Healer. I'm still wondering whether or not you really should be playing Dazzling Healer. It does give you more. It does give you more health, which is something that Runecraft has not really had outside of playing Dirt Rune. Eh. I mean, yeah, it's whichever. I don't play Runecraft that much, so I'm afraid I couldn't really tell you. Hippocampus is the next one. Illusionist. So let's go ahead and put those away. Anyway, we got Chain of Calling again. And Stitho. Oh, it has an Evo too. Summon a serpent. Whenever a serpent's put on the field, deal an enemy follower 2 damage. That's pretty slick. And we got a serpent in there too. Next up, what do we got? Sister of Punishment. Healer. Armor of the Stars. Oh, this is also a funny card. Deepwood Anomaly. Basically, if this card deals damage to the enemy leader, you win. Kind of irrelevant to have 8/8 stats when this card just wins the game by dealing damage. It's hilarious. Oh, jeez. All right, what else did we get? Goblin Princess. We got Lelouch. We got Lelouch, leader of the Black Knights, which is the copy of... We pulled him earlier. He's the copy of Ector. Dang, that's a pretty good one. All right. Oh, and we got a new Levitine Dragon Evo. Defense form. This one has Ward. Well, it's defense form. Be surprised if it didn't. Reduce damage dealt to this follower by 1. That's good. At the start of your end phase, give your leader +3 life. Wow. That's pretty good. If you're falling behind or you can just... or you're still trying to stabilize, that's actually pretty good. But it can still be auto-destroyed, so... does depend on what your opponent can pull on you. What else have we got? Freshman Lou is a nice one. You search for a 1 play point spell, put it in your hand. We've got Snipe, we've got Lamplit, we've got options. Star Phoenix is also an interesting one. You evolve it for 1, and during your turn, when you play a Dragoncraft spell, you can put this card onto the board for 1 point. We got the Evo of Zoa again. I didn't pull the base form yet. That's interesting. Normally, the Evo is the one that's harder to pull. I mean, they're usually more expensive because of that. We got Singer. Assassin. Another Prime Dragon Keeper. It's good that they made this. I feel like it's good that they made this gold. If they made that legendary, I wonder how much it would actually be. But since it's gold, it... But that's the thing. I thought in the original game it was a legendary, so why they made it a gold is... I'm surprised. I am actually really surprised. I thought it was a gold. I thought it was a legendary in the original game. We got... Okay, there's Juliet. We got a premium Star Phoenix. My camera is not the best, and I don't have good lighting to show that sparkle. Yeah. Haven't pulled this one yet. Mystic Ring. Put a card from your hand on the bottom to the deck and then draw. Here's one. Nelka. This is a pretty good one to pull as well. This card is you select another follower, give it +2/+2, or you select an enemy follower and give it -2/-2, as long as you are combo 3. So it's a pretty good card. And we got the Evo of Sukuna. That's good. I needed at least 1 more of these. Oh no. That's the problem. When you don't cut it entirely, this becomes hard to open. What else do we get? Alright. Nightfall, our cat. It's Sybil. This is a pretty good one as well. If you have Overflow, this follower gets +1/+1, and you get another play point. So it feels a little redundant when you're already in Overflow to get another play point. But when you think about it, if you're in Overflow and you immediately play this, because it's a cost 3, the card already puts you in range to pull the Genesis Dragon 1 turn early. It also gives your leader +1 or +2 if you have Overflow. We got another Concentration, Trial of the Gorgons, and a Mist Shaman. Then what did we get? Flail Knight, Drummer, Nest. We got another Round Table. That's good. Ah! Oh, it's Grim. This guy, the Chunibyo character, basically. I don't remember what his Evo does in this one, but he has Ward. He's a hilarious character. Then we got Tristan as well. All right. Next, Beetle Warrior, Mist Shaman, Nightfall. Then we got Dragon Newt Fist. Ah, here's another one. Divine Tiger, which that's the same as Dragon Newt Fist. Wow. I pulled the same card, but with the Code Geass collab. What was his name again? Shinke? I think it was Shinke. Right. And then we got the regular form of Zoe. So let me see here. Yeah, deal 2 damage to your leader, put the top 2 cards of your deck into the cemetery, and then draw. You would think that this is a card for Abysscraft with all those abilities. Owlcat, and then Megaloka. Only 1 pack left. Time flies when you're having fun. Makes you wish you had more packs. Juliet by Berserker. Demon, Fenrir. We got another Staircase. And our last card is a Fenrir Evo. And that's it for 2 boxes. So, unfortunately, we did not see any big leaders or big pulls, but let's see what we got. In terms of gold collabs, I think we did okay. And then, let me see what we got legendary. Oh, wait. How could I forget? How could I forget? How could I possibly forget? All right, let me see here. Sybil, Levitine, Deepwood, Howling, Medusa, Ginger. So there's still a lot to pull here. We got 2 super legendaries. Not sure how to feel about these ones. The Howling Demon seems okay, but the Python. Python. Yeah. Not going to say anything else about that. And as for premiums, we pulled 4 of them, and I believe it was 2 per box. Which, naturally, based on prior boxes, that's not guaranteed. I've had 3 or just 1 in some, but we got 4, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so ultimately, what do I still have to pick up? Because now I did not pull a single Cassiopeia, so that's not good. I have to get all of my copies now. I want to make a deck with this, but in a rush format or an aggro format, I don't think that thing will work well unless you just play a lot of healing just to keep yourself afloat. But I feel like there's something you can make with this. It's gonna need some experimentation. Gotta get in the kitchen. But yeah, otherwise, just a stack of tokens, a stack of silvers, and they're definitely. Well, with that, that's it for today's box opening. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all later.